thank you for inviting me on to interview.
No, thank you.
Keen.
Thank you. Uh,
Love it, love it.
okay, I have
Yeah.
started the recording, so we'll just have to
Okay.
see what
Yeah.
happens.
Hello,
So,
recording. Hello.
hello, recording. I don't know why I'm doing it. They can't see me, but
I love it. That's fine. We're here for it. We're here. My name is Matt Landi. I am a singer-songwriter, performer, and artist from Sydney, Gadigal Land, Australia. And I write songs. And particularly, I just finished writing my queer album, Change the Narrative, and I released it. And I'm in a very cool opportunity to have some of the songs played during your play, Desperate Times. So I actually produced it during university, and it was in my final honours year with a dance producer here in Sydney called Paul Mack, and he's quite a established dance producer, queer performer who kind of encouraged me to really open up and create these 12 songs. Essentially, I just went into the studio and wrote from experiences, but also with a mix of theatre and a mix of fantasy and a bit mix of story involved in them. So very much I'm a person that when it comes to my process, I might find a couple lyrics that I really love and then just see where it takes me. Or it might be a melody that comes in and I just start producing it, and then I'll show it to Paul and he makes suggestions, and then it was very much like okay, let's see where it takes us, and then what's the vibe of this? Well, it's a little bit dark, it's a little bit sexy. Okay, Tainted Kiss. I don't know, could be anything. But if it's happy, change the narrative. So yeah. So I say fun, I'd say quirky, but I'd also say youthful. Um, I'm pretty fun, I like to think. I enjoy having fun. But I do have a bit of funny looking character in my music sometimes, so a bit of like quirkiness. I've been told that's a word that many people have said, which I'm okay with. And lastly, what was the last one? Youth, that's it. So a lot of these experiences, of course, were written during uni, written about first loves, and Change the Narrative is just full of that. First coming out, first love, first heartbreak, all of that really. So I have a few inspirations that I truly love. Currently, it's Carly Hansen. She's a queer artist in Wisconsin in USA, and just currently she's writing from the heart, just about songs, about her girlfriend and just about going home for the first time, about coming out, that sort of thing, and I love that. And all the time, I'm inspired by other queer artists and producers, just about their stories. Everybody's got a unique story in a way, a unique version of the whole narrative, and it's kind of what unites us together a little bit because we all kind of go through a similar thing in our own way. So I'd say she is number one for at the moment. So. I love theatre, I love plays, I love musicals, I love operas as well. So like I'm always a part of this world, and I was just absolutely over the moon when you asked me, because it's again a little bit kind of what Change the Narrative is. It's Change the Narrative has a little bit of theatre in it. It's got a little bit of musical influence in there. So I, was over the moon to hear that it actually could be a part of the play. It could, help the production or performance of the play. I think that's so incredible. So I absolutely said yes. And knowing you, obviously, as well, I knew you were well, I kind of knew you online, and I knew you were quite a established playwright. I thought that was really cool, and I really liked your vision as well, of course, for this play. Desperate Times. It sounds like a great storyline and something I kind of resonate with as well. So I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. Yeah. Coming out wise, it's kind of like there's an exuberance, there's like a happiness, an elation almost, maybe, when you come out and it kind of goes okay and you have friends and family that support you, and that might be a thing that can kind of relate to Desperate Times. I know there's definitely, the other side of coming out where it might not work out, and you might get the other end of the stick where it's a hard time. And I'm sure that's in the theater play as well. And look, that features on my album as well. And the final song, Temple of Love, is definitely a little bit of that influence of growing up in a small town, and coming out, figuring out, actually first realizing that you had love for somebody, and then coming out and it not going well. That's shared in the album as well. So I guess, yeah, some elation, but absolutely perhaps just anxiety, and just like this feeling of maybe displacement. Like, am I accepted here? Am I loved here? Can I go on here? Is there somewhere else I can be to kind of live my life, to love who I want to love? That kind of thing, I suppose, I think could relate to your play, especially if your character moves from a small town and then finds someone, and they fall in love, and then you told me particularly about, of course, that scene where he comes home and then the mum's been sitting at the table like, where have you been all night? Or I kind of know what you've been up to. That's definitely that moment of worry where you it's funny, you've got two parallels, right? You've got the moment of worry here, but before that you had this moment of just like pure joy, like elation, like love, happiness, and it's like excitement that you're finally getting to experience this. But then, yeah, you have that parallel 3 hours later when you arrive home, and it's like, no, scared. It might be shame as well. Shame is a massive part. So I'm just saying some things that went into the album, and I'm sure a few of those things could correlate to your play. Just start, honestly. That's number one. Start making whatever you want, something. If it's a song, just sit at the piano, find some notes, find some chords, or even a melody, and just start writing it. Even you can record it a little bit on voice memos. It won't be the best recording, but that's fine, doesn't matter. If it was like a play, just start writing. You got to start, and at the same time, as you're creating, kind of like watch other creations. So for example, listen to other songs that you're inspired by, other like queer artists, or other movies, other plays. Go to other theaters and just see what people are doing in the scene. And sometimes you can go check these out and it's like, oh, this is so great, how am I ever gonna produce anything like this? But it's like, it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be the next big thing. It can just even just be like a song. Just create something that you want to feel, to hear, or to like see. And that's probably, like, you can do it. Like, that's it. And it doesn't have to be an amazing thing, because like it takes time to set up the Oscars or whatever, to set up the best thing ever. But like, you can start off with like something nice, and then it's like a memory as well. I imagine you've probably written quite a few plays over over the course of your life. So it's like, you know, you look back at your first one and you're like, this was interesting, but look, I started, and this is a memory, and I'm so glad I started there. And then it's like you can take from that and build and make an even better one, and you know, make a, and then eventually you've got one at the end that's like, okay, this is me, and it's like, yeah, this is awesome. But you know, I got here because of this earlier one, so it's, you know, it's a fun thing. It's a journey. But yeah, that's what I'd say. Just start and see where it takes you. So one big challenge I've faced was kind of opening up and admitting like my real feelings. So, and then singing them. So, I mean, I had plenty of experiences that I wrote the album from, and it was often just a process of being like, okay, wow, I'm really writing this down right now as a lyric. Um, this is quite heavy, or this is quite a lot to admit right now. This is something I've never admitted before, and that's what amazing thing about songwriting is. It's like, yeah, you've got a chance to admit something so personal, or something you need to admit in a song, and it's not as it just comes in a delivery that's kind of really nice, because it's with a melody and it's with chords, and so it's kind of like, it's it's a beautiful way to send off that secret. So obviously there's things about, you know, realizing my attraction to like all genders in there. There's things about my first sexual experiences, you know, there's things about coming out, there's things about, you know, receiving backlash from some people close to me that you know, was a part of my life, you know, during that time. And so there's lots of things in that album that I had to sing. And when I was in the vocal booth, in my bedroom, that's where my studio is, and I was singing these out loud, I was like, damn, okay, so some of these lines are really happy, and some are funny, and some are kooky, some are serious. And it was like, okay, I'm singing this line now, and this is heavy. Like, for example, in, you know, Left by the Window, I just like, I love you. That was kind of one of the first times I was like, I want to admit that I actually really, really like this guy. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to sing that. And also, yeah, just moments throughout the album that it was just, yeah, me forcing myself to just admit these things kind of in the song. And what happens is then you hear it and it's like, wow, this is kind of, these lyrics actually mean something now. Um, so yeah, it's all good fun process, but that's how it kind of goes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
And then I guess, yeah, change the narrative. Since that is the title track, I wanted to sort of make like a celebratory song. Um, and so I was just like, you know, a friend actually came out to me recently, revealed that they were trans, and revealed like they were actually female. And so that was something powerful to me, because obviously I've grown up with them. You know, I've grown up with her for like the last like 5-10 years. So we were great friends, and that kind of inspired that record. So I was just like, you know what, someone's coming out, someone's coming out for a change. This is awesome. Change the narrative, you know, because it's literally like, yeah, you're coming out and you're being like, yeah, this is who I am really. And I'm about to like set my ways. This is the new narrative. This is it. You know, that's kind of how, yeah, that came about. Have fun, see what happens. That's kind of my motto right now. Yeah. So I'm kind of, obviously I'm in that position where I'm like 23, and I'm now starting to live my own life as an adult, and you know, I'm paying rent for like the first time. I've got friends, and I'm kind of setting my own path. I'm in the city. Um, yeah, it's kind of, it's both scary but also like fun and exciting, but also sometimes sad, and sometimes all these things at once. So it's like, I'm just trying to have fun, see where it takes me, and Yeah, that's it. Oh goodness. Um, my favorite joke is, oh my god, you put me on the spot. I hate, like, to be honest, like, I never have a joke whenever anybody asks me. I never have a joke. Uh, oh, here's what I can say maybe. My name, I love just like sometimes saying, okay, Matt, and then like turning it into like dumb stuff like doormat or something like that. So like, I know it's like, it's kind of like, well, some people like, well, my brother and my sister-in-law, um, yeah, sometimes we just make puns out of each other's names. So my brother called Pete, I gave him this name. Sometimes he likes to repeat the same jokes. And so I was just like, oh, we'll just call you Repeat from now on. And he loves that. And he's, yeah, that's his new name on Facebook now. So,
Well, I love that.
I mean, I am a musician. So maybe I'd have to say, I mean, I would have to say albums. I feel like I'd probably have to say albums. Um, I do want to say books, but I do love books. Um, but also I love albums because in a way you can listen to a song and kind of just bring it over to your life in a way. So it's like you listen to it and it's like, oh yeah, this person's going through this with somebody, and it's like, oh, this is just like that time I was with that guy, or I was with this girl. Like it's just like it just aligns up with whatever happened in your life. So um, I love albums, and albums for me actually tell a story as well. So they are like an opening act, then there's like act one, and then there's act two, maybe there's act two and a half, then there's three, and three is like, all right, this is the closing moment, this is the low point, this is like the climax. So this is and then this is the end. Okay, this is the end of the album, and this is like, all right, time to move on kind of song, but it's like the big last thing. So that was how my album was kind of like envisioned. So it was like, yep, act one, act two, act three, and that was kind of how I tried to set it up. So I love albums because they kind of tell a story as well as music. Yeah, I just love to collaborate with other songwriters and other artists and playwrights and just see what we can make. That's it. So yeah, I'm very looking forward to it because I'm typically been a solo artist, but I really want to try and collaborate with people this year and see where it leads. So yeah. Sauce, chili sauce, love it. Love it. I can't do the aioli. I can't really do the tomato. Is okay. It's just sweet. I love chili because it's like it's a bit of a kick, and I love that. Ooh, very divisive question right there. I've had this argument many times with people. Some people have hated my answer. I've just had to say, I've always been a dog person, and I'm gonna, love dogs for the rest of my life. So yeah, cats are okay, but I'm sorry, I'm such a dog person. I would like give the dog so much love, and the dog will give me so much love, and then we'd be happy together, and then that would be it. Maybe I don't need like a partner or anything. Yeah.
No, yeah. Dogs.
Are
Dogs are
you a
great.
dog person or a cat person? You're a
Oh,
cat person, right?
no, I'm a dog
Okay.
person.
Okay.
Ah,
Nice.
you thought I was a
Love
cat
that.
person?
Nah, I
No.
was just wondering, maybe I could see you cuddling up to a cat. That was why I was like, maybe.
Oh,
But if you,
like a Bond villain, just.
yeah, maybe. But I mean, dogs are great, aren't they? So
Yeah, they are. I've grown up with with dogs, and so I'm a dog person. I live with 2 cats now, and they hate me. So
Uh,
I'm definitely not a cat person.
yeah, that's the thing. The cats can straight up hate you. Just,
They absolutely do.
yeah.
Oh, right. Well, thank you, Matt, for joining us.
Thank you, Adam, for interviewing me. It's been fun. I've enjoyed our chat.
Yeah, thank you, and we'll see you soon. Where can we find
Yes.
more of you?
Oh, well, thank you for asking. Yep, so you can find me on socials on Matt Landi Music, ATTLANDI. And I mean, that's my name on Spotify and YouTube. Just put out the album, Change the Narrative. Check it out if you wanna. And yeah, that's where you can find me. But thank you for listening. Thanks everybody for watching, and it's been fun. And Desperate Times on soon. Let's go. Keen.
Woohoo!
Oh yeah, exciting. Yeah.